Most candidates think describing a meal is enough, but the secret to a top score is storytelling. We are bridging the gap between basic descriptions and high-level articulation by using advanced linguistic structures. Learn how to weave cultural history into your answers to demonstrate true mastery of the English language. Welcome back to Fluent English Daily. Let's make your English feel like home today. John, you said you tried to memorize your whole answer for the food topic?
Yes, I wrote about 300 words and read them every morning. I thought it would help me get that IELTS speaking band 9 score.
I understand. Many people do that. But when you use rote memorization, the examiner can hear it. It sounds like a machine.
Really? But the words were good.
The words were good, but the music was wrong. Fluency isn't just about speed. It is about how your voice goes up and down. When we memorize, we lose that natural rhythm.
I see. So if I sound like a robot, my score goes down.
Exactly. To get a high score, you need natural fluency. You need to sound like you are thinking while you speak.
Aha. So instead of a script, I should focus on the story.
Yes, we call this cultural storytelling. Instead of just saying, I like pizza, you tell a story about your culinary heritage.
Culinary heritage. That sounds important. What does it mean?
It just means the food from your family and your country. It is your history on a plate.
Oh, like my grandmother's chicken soup. Every Sunday, the whole house smelled like onions and herbs.
Exactly. That is a story. When you talk about memories, your voice changes. You sound real. That is how you show your lexical resource.
Lexical resource. That's a big word. Is it just about using hard words?
Not exactly. It's about using the right words. For example, instead of saying rice is common, you could say rice is one of our staple ingredients.
Oh, staple ingredients. I like that. It sounds much more professional.
It is. And if the food tastes really good, you can say it is palatable.
Palatable. So this soup is very palatable.
Well, we usually use palatable to describe something that is pleasant to eat. It is a band 9 word because it shows you know more than just yummy or good.
So I need to bridge the gap. I move from I like this food to this is a staple ingredient in my culture.
Right. You're connecting the food to your national identity. That is what a Band 9 student does. They don't just describe a thing, they describe what the thing means.
Wow, okay. Let's try. If I talk about my grandmother's soup again, how do I make it sound more sophisticated?
Use sensory details. What did you see? What did you smell?
I saw the steam rising from the big pot. I heard the sound of the bread breaking.
Perfect. Now use a complex structure. Instead of she made soup for years, try this recipe has evolved over generations.
Evolved over generations. That sounds like a history book, but it's still about soup.
Exactly. That is the secret. You're taking a simple topic and using high-level language to describe it.
Wow. Okay. But Emily, I get nervous. When I get nervous, I pause. Then I feel like a robot again.
John, pausing is okay. Native speakers pause all the time, but they don't have a robotic pause. They use natural fillers.
Like what?
They say things like, let me see, or how should I put this, or actually, that's an interesting question.
I always thought those were bad words.
No, they are discourse markers. They help you move seamlessly from one idea to the next. They give you time to think without stopping the flow of the conversation.
Aha. So if I forget a word, I shouldn't just stop and stare at the examiner.
Definitely not. Just say, I can't remember the exact name, but it is a type of spice that shows you have the vocabulary to explain a concept even when you forget a specific word.
That makes me feel much better. It feels more like a real conversation.
It should. The IELTS speaking test is just a conversation with a goal.
Okay, Emily, I want to try a full response, a simulated performance.
Okay, I would love that. Imagine I am the examiner. Here is your topic. Describe a traditional meal you ate at a celebration.
Okay, let's see. I'd like to talk about the Lunar New Year dinner. In my country, this is the most important meal of the year. One of the staple ingredients we use is sticky rice.
Good start.
Honestly, it's not just about the food, it's about the cultural storytelling that happens at the table. My grandfather always tells the same stories about his childhood. The food is very palatable, of course, but the heritage is what matters. This recipe has evolved over generations, and now I'm learning how to cook it too.
Wow, John, that was amazing. You used staple ingredients, palatable, and evolved over generations so naturally.
Really? I didn't feel like I was reading a script.
That's because you weren't. You were sharing a memory. Your natural fluency was much higher because you weren't fighting your brain to remember a specific sentence.
I see the difference now. Rote memorization is like a cage. This feels like freedom.
And that freedom gives you confidence. When you have confidence, you can maintain eye contact with the examiner. You look like a native level speaker.
I noticed I didn't look at my notes once.
Exactly. You were looking at me, connecting with me. That is what the examiner wants to see. They want to see a person, not a textbook.
This is so helpful, Emily. I think I need to practice these transitions more.
We will. There are so many more ways to show your lexical resource without sounding like a dictionary.
Good, because I'm done with memorizing scripts.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Next, we should look at how to use these same skills for even harder topics.
I'm ready. Let's keep going.
That was a lot to think about, wasn't it, John? Talking about the mistakes people make when they try to get that IELTS speaking band 9 score.
Yes, Emily, it really was. I feel like I have been doing everything the wrong way. I was so focused on being perfect that I forgot to be, well, human.
And that is exactly why we are here. Before we move on to the next part of our show, I want to slow down a little bit. I want us to look at some of those big words we just used. Sometimes when we learn English, we hear these terms like rote memorization or lexical resource, and they sound a bit scary, right?
Oh, definitely. They sound like things you only find in a big, heavy textbook. When you said rote memorization earlier, I knew it was something about memory, but I didn't really feel the meaning in my heart.
I love that. Feel the meaning in your heart. That is actually very important for the IELTS speaking band 9. So let's look at that first one, rote memorization. Can you try to explain what you think it means now, after our talk?
Well, if I think about what I did, it's like when I have a list of words or a whole paragraph and I just repeat it again and again. Like a song I don't understand, but I know the sounds. I just say the words because they're on the paper, not because I am thinking about them.
Exactly. That is a perfect way to put it. Rote memorization is when you learn something by repeating it until you remember it, but you aren't really connecting with the ideas. It's like a robot. A robot can say, "I love this soup," but the robot doesn't know what soup tastes like.
Right. And the examiner is a human, so they want to know that I know what the soup tastes like. They don't want a robot John.
Precisely. When you use rote memorization in the exam, your voice usually becomes very flat. You lose that natural rhythm of English, and that is why it hurts your score for fluency.
I see. So instead of memorizing, we should focus on the next big term you used, culinary heritage. That one sounds much nicer, but what does it really mean for a student like me?
It's a beautiful phrase, isn't it? Let's break it down.
Culinary just means anything related to cooking or the kitchen, and heritage is about the things we receive from our parents, our grandparents, and our country's history.
Oh, so it's not just a recipe, it's the story of the food.
Yes, exactly. Your culinary heritage is the collection of flavors and traditions that belong to your family or your culture. For example, if your grandmother always made a special bread for your birthday, that bread is part of your culinary heritage.
Oh, wow. That makes me think of my grandmother's spicy noodles. She used to say the spice was the fire of our family.
Oh, John, that is so lovely. See, when you talk about the fire of your family, you're not just saying the food is spicy, you're sharing a piece of your identity. That is what leads to a band 9. It shows you have a deep connection to what you're saying.
So, by using words like culinary heritage, I'm showing the examiner that I can talk about more than just simple things?
Yes, it helps with your lexical resource. That's our third big term for today. Have you heard that one before in your classes?
I have. My teacher used to say, John, you need to improve your lexical resource. And I always thought it meant I needed to learn every long word in the dictionary.
Oh no, that is a very common mistake. Lexical resource isn't just about long words or hard words, it's about variety and accuracy. It means having enough words in your mental library to choose the perfect one for the moment.
Like using staple ingredients instead of just saying the food I eat every day.
Exactly. Staple ingredients is a fantastic phrase. A staple is something basic and important that you always have, like rice or flour. When you use that phrase, the examiner thinks, wow, this person knows exactly how to describe their culture's food.
Uh-huh. So it's about being specific. Instead of saying the food is good, I could say it is palatable or flavorful.
Yes, although palatable is a very formal word, it means something is pleasant to eat. Using it correctly shows a high level of lexical resource because it's a specific word for a specific feeling. But remember, the key is to use it naturally. Don't just throw it in because you memorized it.
Right. No rote memorization. I need to use it because I actually want to describe the taste.
You're getting it, John. And when you put those specific words together with your personal stories, you are doing something we call cultural storytelling.
Cultural storytelling. That sounds like something a writer does.
We're all storytellers, John, especially in the IELTS speaking test. The examiner wants to hear your story. Cultural storytelling is when you explain why a dish is important to your people. It's moving away from, I like rice, to rice is the heartbeat of our village festivals.
Wow, the heartbeat of our village. That sounds so much more professional.
It does, but it also sounds very natural because it comes from a place of feeling. That is how you reach natural fluency. This is our last big term for this little review.
Natural fluency. Is that just speaking very fast?
No, not at all. In fact, many people who speak too fast get lower scores because they make mistakes or they don't pause. Natural fluency is about the flow. It's about using small words like well, actually, or you know, to connect your thoughts. It's about the rhythm of your voice rising and falling like we are doing right now.
So it's okay to say, or let me think.
It's more than okay. It's what native speakers do. If you have a robotic pause where you just stop because you forgot your memorized script, that is bad for fluency. But if you have a natural pause because you're thinking about a beautiful memory, that's actually good.
Really? I always thought I had to be like a bullet train, never stopping.
No bullet trains allowed. We want a nice walking pace. A conversation should feel like a walk in a park with a friend. You stop to look at a flower, you turn a corner, you speed up a little when you're excited, and you slow down when you're talking about something serious. That is natural fluency.
I feel so much better hearing that, Emily. It makes the IELTS speaking band 9 feel like something I can actually reach. It's not about being a genius, it's about being me, but with better tools.
That is a wonderful way to say it, John. You're just being you, but you're choosing your words with a bit more care. You're sharing your culinary heritage and using your lexical resource to tell a story.
And I'm doing it without rote memorization.
Exactly. You're learning to trust your own voice.
This is really helping. I used to be so afraid of these terms. Now they feel like friends.
I'm so happy to hear that. It's important to remember that these words are just labels for things we already do when we speak our own language. We just need to learn how to do them in English.
Right. I do storytelling in my own language all the time. I just need to bring that same energy to the exam room.
Precisely. And speaking of energy, you have done a great job with this review, but knowing the words is only the first step.
Oh, what is the next step?
The next step is putting it all together. We need to look at how to move from one idea to the next without getting stuck. We need to look at those little bridges in language that help us talk about the past, the present, and the meaning of things, all at once.
Bridges. I like that. I want to learn how to build those bridges.
We will do that right now. We're going to talk about how to keep that flow going even when the topic gets a little bit difficult.
I'm ready. Let's keep going.
Perfect. Let's look at how to make your transitions sound as smooth as a professional storyteller's. Okay, John, now it is time to practice. I want our friends at home to practice with us too.
Oh, I like this. Practice makes perfect, right?
Well, practice makes progress. We are going to do something called shadowing. I will say a simple sentence using one of our special keywords, then you repeat it.
Okay, so I listen to you and then I say the same thing?
Exactly. And I want you to focus on the feeling. Do not just say the words, feel the words. This is how you reach that IELTS speaking band 9.
I am ready. Let's do it.
Great. Here is the first one. Listen closely. I want to get an IELTS speaking band 9 by being myself.
I want to get an IELTS speaking band 9 by being myself.
Good. Now try it again, but a little bit faster, more natural.
I want to get an IELTS speaking band 9 by being myself.
Perfect. You see, you are not a robot, you are John.
Haha, yes. It feels much better to say that than to memorize a big paragraph.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about our next word. It is a bit long, but we can do it. The word is rote memorization. Remember, that is when you try to learn things like a machine.
Right, the machine way.
Okay, listen to this sentence. I will avoid rote memorization because I want to sound human.
I will avoid rote memorization because I want to sound human.
Try to put a little more heart into it, John. Say it like you really mean it.
I will avoid rote memorization because I want to sound human.
Wow, that was great. I could really hear the difference.
Really? I felt it too. It felt more like a real conversation.
That is the secret. Now, let's try a beautiful phrase. Culinary heritage. This is about the food from your family and your country.
I love talking about food.
I know you do. Listen to this. My culinary heritage is full of stories and spice.
My culinary heritage is full of stories and spice.
Nice. Let's do it one more time. Focus on the word spice.
My culinary heritage is full of stories and spice.
Aha! I can almost smell the food now. That is how you connect with the examiner.
I see. So when I use words like culinary heritage, I'm sharing a part of my life.
Yes, exactly. It's much better than just saying, my family's food. It shows you have a good lexical resource.
Lexical resource. That sounds like a big word, Emily.
It just means you know many different words and how to use them. Let's practice that one.
Okay.
Listen, using a good lexical resource helps me describe my feelings.
Using a good lexical resource helps me describe my feelings.
Good. Again.
Using a good lexical resource helps me describe my feelings.
Excellent. You are doing so well, John. Are you tired?
Haha, no, I feel more confident.
Good. We have two more. The next one is natural fluency. This is when your English flows like a river. It is not bumpy.
Like a river, I like that.
Okay, listen to this sentence. Natural fluency is more important than being perfect.
Natural fluency is more important than being perfect.
Yes, that is so true. One more time, John.
Natural fluency is more important than being perfect.
I love that. When you believe that, you stop worrying about small mistakes. And when you stop worrying, you sound much better.
I think I worry too much. I want every word to be right.
We all do that sometimes, but for an IELTS speaking band 9, the examiner wants to see that you can keep talking comfortably.
Like we're doing now?
Exactly like this. Okay, last one. This is my favorite. Cultural storytelling.
Storytelling. I love stories.
Everyone loves stories. Here's the sentence. I can use cultural storytelling to share my traditions.
I can use cultural storytelling to share my traditions.
Beautiful. One more time.
I can use cultural storytelling to share my traditions.
That was perfect, John. Truly. You sound so much more relaxed than you did this morning.
Haha, I feel relaxed. These words, they're not just for a test. They're for talking to people.
You hit the nail on the head. That's exactly it. English is a tool for connection.
So if I stop thinking about the score and start thinking about the story, I might actually get a better score?
It sounds strange, doesn't it? But yes, that is the secret to an IELTS speaking band 9. When you care about what you're saying, your voice changes. Your eyes light up.
My eyes light up?
Yes, even if the examiner is just listening, they can feel your energy.
Wow, I never thought about that.
Well, you're thinking about it now, and that's what matters. You're doing a great job.
Thanks, Emily. I feel much better about my practice now.
I'm so glad. Why don't we take a little break? When we come back, we're going to look at how to actually build these stories.
Ooh, like how to put the words together?
Yes, we'll learn how to go from a simple sentence to a beautiful story about your favorite food.
I can't wait. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it.
Me too. Stay with us, everyone. We're going to dive deep into the art of cultural storytelling in just a moment. You did a wonderful job with the shadowing, John. How do you feel?
I feel much better. My mouth doesn't feel so stiff anymore.
That is good to hear. Natural fluency comes when we stop worrying so much about being perfect and just start talking.
Right. I was so stressed before. So, what is our question of the day for our listeners?
I want to ask everyone, what is a traditional meal in your country that tells a story?
That is a perfect question for someone aiming for an IELTS speaking band 9. It's all about that cultural storytelling we talked about earlier.
Exactly. Let's look at 5 simple ways to answer this, using some good words to show your skills.
I'm ready. What's the first one?
Okay, example 1. In my country, we love rice. It is a staple ingredient. My mother taught me how to cook it perfectly when I was just 10 years old.
I like that. It's simple but personal. What about the second one?
Example 2. I would choose our traditional fish soup. It has a very palatable flavor because we use fresh herbs from the garden.
Palatable. That's a great word for our lexical resource. It means it tastes good, right?
Exactly. It's a very natural way to describe food. Here is example 3. For me, it is the flatbread we make. It represents our national identity because we only eat it during special festivals.
Aha, that is a very strong answer. And example 4?
Example 4, I love our local spicy noodles. This dish has a lot of history. My grandfather told me that his grandfather used to sell them on the street.
Wow, that really is a story. And the last one?
Example 5, I would talk about our vegetable stew. It is a healthy meal that has been part of our culinary heritage for hundreds of years.
Those are all so much better than a memorized script. No more rote memorization for me.
They really are. Now, we want to hear from you, our listeners. What is your story? Write it down or say it out loud to practice.
Yes, please share with us. It's the best way to build your confidence.
And don't go away. In a moment, John is going to try a full practice test answer. We're going to see if he can get that Band 9 feeling. We have reached the end of our talk today. It was so nice to share this quiet time with you.
I learned so much, Emily. I see that getting an IELTS speaking Band 9 is not just about rote memorization.
Exactly, John. It is about sharing your cultural storytelling. When you talk about your favorite food and your family, your heart speaks.
Aha, I see. When my heart speaks, my natural fluency gets better. I feel more like a real person.
Right. Your lexical resource grows naturally because you use words that mean something special to you.
Thank you. I feel much safer and calmer about the test. I really do not have to be a robot.
I am so glad. Remember, your culinary heritage is a gift. Tell your story.
I will, Emily. Thank you, and goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye now.
Congratulations on making it all the way through the lesson with Emily and John. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button right in the center of your screen so you never miss our next lesson. You can also check out more videos right over here on the left or right side. We've picked them just for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.